Well, folks, if that didn't tip you off, our next book is A Court of Mist and Fury, which I think that's what the people want because I was just looking at our Bookalytics and every day we have more people joining in the club for A Court of Thorn and Roses.
You want to hear a crazy stat I just found while looking on
Another
the
one?
lytics? It's really not that crazy, but it is record breaking
What is it?
for the past who knows how long, but for the past eternity, The Housemaid has been our number one
Yes.
podcast.
Yes.
Like our daily listens, it's always The Housemaid is the most listened to. Okay, but as of yesterday, the most listened to podcast was A Court of Thorn and Roses by one episode. And I don't think that trend is continuing
Wow.
today. But yesterday, there were
Okay.
more ACOTAR listeners than Housemaid listeners.
That is crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
I know. Record breaking.
Wow. That does seem like a record breaking. I wonder why. I wonder if, who knows?
Well, it was only one more. So it wasn't a huge difference.
Yeah, I was just wondering if something like came out about
Okay,
it.
right? Yeah. Because it wasn't this popular originally. I was looking for other podcasts, and there are other podcasts about ACOTAR.
There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few. And
I
I
don't,
feel
mm-hmm.
like most people, if they're doing like a recap like we do, they're like pretty into it.
Yeah. As in, like, we're offering a different perspective of not being.
I think we might be some of the most like lukewarm recap on it
This
is what
is what
I've
you're trying to
gathered.
say. Well, okay, I did find this one podcast. I forget what it's called. I'm trying to find it now. But it was like Books We Hate or something was the name of the podcast.
Oh my God.
It wasn't called that, but it was called something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe we could talk to them. Maybe we have some similar thoughts. Oh, the Mean Book Club. Yeah. Mean Book Club is four ladies who read, discuss, and whine about New York Times bestselling books that have questionable literary merit.
Okay, that sounds like exactly us. The
Yeah.
Haters Club.
The Haters Club.
I'm down for it.
We read a lot of books that we like, though. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're specifically reading books that they're not going to like or that they don't
Yeah,
like.
I know. And they're brave because when you say that, you get the low stars. People don't like that.
I don't know. I mean, they're finding their niche audience.
I think so. I would love to. Ooh, they do the housemaid. I would
They
love that.
do. I'm kind of
Yeah.
interested.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should try to reach out, see if they want to do a little collab.
Okay. Except I'm reading the comments. Did you see the comments on this episode?
No.
It said one of them says, "My best friend and I were so excited to hear you roast this terrible book." But then it's like the cringing face kind of.
Oh
And then
no.
the next comment says, "How could Mean Book Club actually be nice about the one book I was really excited for them to be mean about?" So I think they did like this one.
That's funny.
Oh
That
yeah.
is funny.
First line of their summary says, "This week we read ACOTAR, and sorry listeners, we loved it."
Oh no.
Okay, well, I don't know, still could be fun.
Yeah, I think that could be fun. Uh, all right. Well, we are not talking about ACOTAR. We are talking about Tress of the Emerald Sea.
Hmm hmm Oh
And
yeah,
we're
we
going to
got to
be,
do our games.
oh, yeah. We didn't do judge a book by its cover last time, I don't think.
No,
That's right. All right, let's do it.
let's do it. But first, welcome to Bookalicious, a podcast where two sisters chat about books we're reading. I'm Chrissy,
And I'm Candace.
and today is part two of Tress by Brandon Sanderson.
Hmm.
hmm Last week we forgot slash ran out of time. We remembered, but we had to go, had to move
We
forward.
remembered, but we were on a tight deadline, so we weren't able to, you know,
Judge.
we weren't able to judge this book.
Yeah, we needed our full time allotment to adequately
Mhm.
judge. Okay, and I'm looking on Google and I see like two different covers. Oh, yeah, yeah. I see one where there's a moon and there's a silhouette of a lady and she's holding a cup, wearing a nice flowy dress. That's one Candy has. And then
Mhm.
there's another one where it's more green and there's kind of like a silhouette of a girl too with long hair. But this one, the moon isn't white, it's green and she's wearing a green dress. There's like floral stuff around.
The the which one do you like better?
I think I like the one with the white moon, more contrast.
Yeah, so it looks like the first one is illustrated by Howard Lyon, and then the second one is done by Carlos Gamera. I have Carlos's edition,
I see.
and I kind of agree. I think I like Carlos's interpretation. It seems more interesting to me.
Yeah. The other one's a little too green, I think.
It's a little too green, and I feel like the dress it's giving to me like Peter Pan a little bit,
Yeah, I could see that.
like Wendy, kind of like
Feels a
maybe
little
more
kid.
juvenile.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's feeling juvenile. The other one feels a little bit more like young adult, a
I
little
would
bit more
agree.
interesting.
Yeah, I agree with
And
that.
then the lettering is super cool.
Oh, is it like raised or
Yeah,
something?
so it's like a
Oh,
gold emboss, and then it kind of looks piratey,
it
which
does.
is interesting because the first one I thought she looked like Wendy, and I didn't like that. But this one I'm like, it looks like a pirate, which is Peter Panish as well, but it
I
fits
guess
better.
it's true.
Yeah,
It all goes back.
it all goes back. I feel like it fits better though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like the second one. But honestly, either one I could see myself picking up.
I think I would probably pick up either one. I think I would be more inclined to read at least like the flip the cover for the one that I have, the one that's
Yeah,
done by Carlos.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And then your book has pictures within it too, right?
Well, yeah, I think all of the books have this. So Brandon Sanderson, all of his books will have intricate artwork throughout them, and they often mean something. They'll
Wait,
be
wait,
like
wait.
Easter eggs.
What intricate artwork are you talking about? I have pictures. Like, you don't have pictures of like people?
No, I don't have pictures of people.
I do on
You
my
do?
Kindle version. Yeah.
What?
Let
Where?
me try to find them. I don't know. They just come up every so often. But I've had pictures of Tress. I've had pictures of
Oh,
other
how
people.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I can like easily find one, but
Wow, I didn't even think about that. So,
mm-hmm.
the fun little fact with this book is that each chapter, I think we talked about it last time, is that you have a little um, flower, like a vine, that is slowly sprouting, sprouting, sprouting all around the chapters.
Yeah.
And then at each section, there's like a singular page and it has like a pretty pattern artwork to it.
Yeah, I do like that. Okay, and so with each chapter, the flower thing grows, and then with each part, it's also growing in the background.
I don't think so. And
Oh, okay.
I'm going all the way to part 6 to see. Yeah, it looks like it's the same pattern for each part. So,
Mm, okay. I like that. I love all of his little details.
oh, wow.
I know. Here's my picture. Can you see that? Oops. I feel like
Yeah,
it's
I
not
saw that. That is crazy.
clear. Yeah, I have full on artwork in here. I don't know where this came from.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's cool. I think it's really good. I think it might
Yeah.
also be by Howard or something. So I remember reading somewhere he like worked with an artist to,
Interesting.
make everything. But it also kind of looks like AI made it almost. Like it's kind of that style.
Yeah, like it looks super cool, but also looks very like computer generated.
Yeah, but I mean, I still like it.
Mhm. Okay, so what is our conclusion? We would read?
I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. And the book, how it smells? Very clean, fresh glue. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice book.
My Kindle also smells good.
Well, that's good.
Just as fresh as last time.
Good, 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 good. Okay, so we're gonna do parts 3 and 4 today. 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
Okay.
And I have my summary.
Let's do it.
Okay, so my summary this time, I listed out some of the main people that we meet, and then I list out some of the main events that happen.
Okay.
So I didn't have it broken up by part again. I'll just stop halfway and see if we want to talk about it or go on.
That sounds good.
Okay, great. All right, so we left Tress. She had just walked across the spores to the other ship that had cannonballed her previous ship that she stowed away on. Now she's there, and she discovered that they're pirates. Okay, so this is her on the pirate ship. And while she's on the ship, she learns about the crew's dynamics. And so there's about 5 main players. Let me know if I missed anyone. There's Captain Crow, who's a ruthless leader. There's Lagart, who's the cannonball master. There's Dr. Ulam, who's the creepy zombie doctor. There's Soleil, who's the helmswoman, who is kind to Tress and is also looking for her father. There's Hoyd, who's the insane kid who has been cursed by the sorceress and is also the narrator of the book. And then there's all the Dougs, which I thought was so funny. So
That was
anyone
so
else
funny.
on the ship, they're just all referred to as Doug.
And the Sanderson of yesteryear would have listed out every 100 person, and their names would probably rhyme, and you would think that maybe they would come back up, and then they never would.
I thought this was a great literary device. You're like, you're right. The names really don't matter. That'll be
They don't
confusing.
matter. Nope.
No. Okay. Those
And
are all
when
the
they
main
do
people.
matter,
Uh-huh.
there's a part where they do matter, and Sanderson just reminds you why they matter. And you're like, great, love that.
Oh, which ones matter?
One of the Dougs become important. And then he says, it was this Doug. And you say, oh,
Oh. Yeah, he did remind you of some things. He was like, Soleil,
yeah,
the helmswoman.
yes,
And I was like, thank you. I did forget who that was.
yes, exactly.
Wow. All of this is helping it feel more like a kid's book, and it's really helping me follow along. I like it.
Well, listen, I just feel like it just makes the book a lot more accessible, easy to read, and to me, it doesn't take away from the story.
No, I don't think so. It really helps, honestly.
No.
Big fan. Okay, so that's all the main people, right? Did I miss anyone?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So those are all the people. Tress realizes all is not as it appears and sees that trouble is afoot. Tress cleverly develops a plan for Captain Crow to let her off the ship, but at the last second, Tress feels like she needs to stay to help the crew out. So instead, she makes a deal with Captain Crow to stay on the ship as their sprouter, and the captain finally agrees. As she gets to know the crew members, she discovers all their secrets. So I have 6 secrets listed out.
Ooh.
First one, they didn't want to become dead runners. That's when, instead of looting people, the pirates just kill people. Okay, so Captain Crow has taken over and said, we're going to be dead runners now. Rest of the crew didn't want to do that. The crew is okay becoming pirates, but didn't want to kill anyone. But Captain Crow and also Lagart, the cannonball master, they're switching the script and forcing them to become dead runners and pushing the crew into a corner so that the crew can't leave. Okay, secret number 2. Hoyd was cursed by the sorceress to become insane. So now he's the only person Tress knows who has been to the sorceress and survived, but he can't speak coherent sentences and he can't talk about his curse or how to break it. However, he is able to push through his curse and reveal a few things. First, there are midnight spores underneath Tress's bed. Dr. Ulam tells her these can be used to make a little spy minion, but to be careful when using them and to always have water and silver nearby. The second thing Hoyd tells her is that Huck, the talking rat, can talk about Hoyd's curse and how to break it. But when Tress goes to Huck, he says he really doesn't know anything about Hoyd's curse. Bummer.
Interesting.
I know. Okay, secret number 3. Captain Crow is a spore eater and is getting eaten from the inside out by spores. She needs to constantly drink water so she doesn't dehydrate and is nearing the end of her life. Everyone is scared of her because the spores will do whatever it takes to survive, including hurt or kill other people. Number 4. Tress uses the midnight spores to create a little rat spy, and she reads Crow's journal. She finds out that Captain Crow wants to find the dragon Zysis so the dragon can cure her of the spores. Zysis is in the dangerous Crimson Sea, but this is only one stop away from the Midnight Sea, so Tress sees a potential plan forming. All right, secret number 5. Saleh invites Tress to the crew's secret meeting where they discuss their plans to not become dead runners and what to do next. Everyone thinks Tress is one of the king's spies because she so quickly worked her way into the top spot on the ship. Tress tries telling them they're mistaken, but they don't believe her, and she decides to roll with it so they keep their hope up. She convinces them to sail to the Crimson Sea to cure Crow and avoid killing more people. And the last secret, Tress goes to Crow and convinces her to sail the Crimson Sea. So Crow doesn't know that Tress has read her diary. Tress is just kind of bringing this up for other reasons, and Crow's like, okay, sure, we can do that. All right, Tress's plan is working until Dr. Ulam tells Tress that Zysis, the dragon, doesn't just do favors for nothing. The dragon does them for trades. Not just any trade, but a trade of someone not scared of spores. As in, Crow will need to trade Tress in order to get cured. And Tress just set this whole thing right up for herself.
Yes.
That's where we end.
Man.
A lot happened. It's so good.
A lot happened. Okay, so what were your high level thoughts?
High level, I really like how the plot's unfolding. It's like each layer keeps getting unraveled, and you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. I think that's really cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Tress is really clever. We kind of talked last time about how like things just kind of work out for her, and like they kind of do. But like I'm impressed with how clever she's been.
She's very resourceful and she's scrappy. Like she doesn't have a lot of education. She doesn't have a lot of formal training in anything, but she's able to kind of piece things together. And then so what happens in the first part is that the person who does the spores for the boat, he dies. He's like a casualty that happens. So then Tress says, I'll do the spore stuff. She has no one to teach her, but she's still able to experiment and iterate her way through to like figure things out.
Yeah.
I also thought this part was interesting because in the first segment of the book, you hear how dangerous the spores are and how horrible they are and da 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 da. When Tress becomes the spore guy for the boat, she realizes, oh, you can actually utilize these spores in different ways to benefit people.
Yeah.
So the example that happens is that there's these like I think it's the red spores, rosite.
Rosite. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these rosite spores, and it's like if you use them, then they create like these crystals. If they get on in your body, then they make the crystals in your body and you die. But if you just add water to them, you can use them to patch, say, a ship hole that happens from a cannonball.
Yeah.
So Sanderson's basically reversing what we thought we knew to be true in the first part and showing, actually, it's not dangerous all the time. It's just depending on how you evaluate it or how you're using it.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we learned there's different types of spores because the midnight spores are pretty cool.
Yes. So now Tress is kind of getting like superpowers a little bit.
Yeah. I know. That was fun. It felt like we were in a video game or something. He's like, Midnight Tress went around.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. So the midnight spores, they kind of operate like a remote control, exactly like you said, like a video game. Tress's mind goes inside of the rat blob that she made,
Yeah.
and she can kind of walk around and spy and see and explore.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool.
I thought that was super cool.
Do you want to hear some Easter eggs from the other Sanderson
Oh,
books?
oh yeah. I bet it's like all the names because I felt like there are some things where it's like I think he's pointing out some reference and I don't
Hmm.
get it. But yeah, point
Okay.
them out.
So these are loose spoilers for some of the other books. So if you don't want to hear that, speed ahead. Okay. So Ulam, he's described as a zombie.
Hmm.
He is actually what's known as a chondra, which is a
Oh,
magical being from the Mistborn series arc 2. So the Mistborn series, it's a set of two trilogies. The first trilogy is set in one time period, and then there's a time hop, and then there's the second trilogy. Ulam is from that second trilogy. What is a
oh.
chondra? They're these magical beings, and they can shapeshift.
What?
Yes, they can shapeshift.
Oh.
So they ingest the body of a thing or a person,
Oh.
and then they can become that person.
Oh. Is their
Mhm.
default position a zombie?
They have what's called like a quote, a true body, which is what they want to be for their default, but they can just make it whatever they want it to be.
Oh my gosh.
So they can be a specific thing, they can like mimic a person, or they can just be a random hobgoblin of random things.
Interesting. Okay, so and he
Hmm.
said he came from a different planet. He really did come from a different planet.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Wow, that's
Yes.
cool.
And there's a lot of connections between that planet and this planet because the Mistborn planet, the powers that they have is you have these people and they ingest metals and then they're able to use them for powers.
Okay.
So what you see with Tress is that she finds out that there are certain metals that can do certain things to the spores.
Oh, right. Hmm.
So one of them was like iron, I think, which like pushes spores away.
Hmm.
In Mistborn, if you ingest iron, then it makes you push away from the ground.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. I like how consistent all this is.
Yeah.
That's
So there's
cool.
like there's this connection happening with the metals and like the powers they do from Mistborn and then how they relate to Tress's world.
Hmm.
And then the other big thing is that there's 12 moons, 12 seas, and I think it was originally 12 metals.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So there's you can see this like they're in the same universe and you're starting to see like some of these
Patterns.
patterns. Yeah. And
Sanderson
so,
numerology.
yes. And then from the even broader Cosmere, basically what happened is that you had this one original being and he had all the power. And then he broke up into a lot of smaller powers. They're called shards, like splinters.
Oh, okay.
And each power created their own like identity and person and then they would populate different planets.
Oh, interesting.
So they're all kind of connected in a certain way.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Well, that's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
inspired to read more Sanderson.
Yes. Oh, I also wrote that Ulam the Khandra, they're very similar to like a doppelganger.
Okay,
Similar
yeah.
kind of vibes.
Would they need to ingest the person to become like that person?
Yes, but they only need to do it one time and then they have it memorized.
How much would they need to ingest? Like a piece of hair?
I can't remember all the
So it does
details.
they don't need to kill the person.
I feel like they do, but maybe they don't. Maybe it's
I
just if
don't
they
know.
get enough. I can't remember that far.
Hmm. Okay.
But they would do masquerading
Oh,
of doppling.
interesting.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because when I saw Ulam, I thought of the other zombie doctor in The Princess Bride. Know who I'm talking about?
Oh, the
Yes. The
which one was
electric.
he?
He
The
like tried to
electric
shock.
guy. Was he the
Yeah.
albino?
Yeah.
The
Right? Yeah.
albino.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
sorry. I guess he's not zombie, but
But he did look like a zombie.
yeah. Yeah. So I thought that's where Sanderson came up with this guy, but even better. It fits both the
hmm
Princess Bride and his world.
Yeah. And so, Hoyd, his first planet, I believe, was Elantris.
Okay.
That's where he's originally from, Hoyd. And so Hoyd, when he pops up in different books, he's normally he'll be called the Wit, because he'll say like kind of
Oh,
crazy, silly, zany things, but you can
okay.
tell he knows like like you can tell he's like playing with you.
Okay.
But now he's saying crazy, zany things and he's just an imbecile.
Wow. Okay, it's like different types of crazy zany things, right? Because these ones don't seem to make any sense.
No,
It's like Mad Libs.
Wit would say things where you're like, this isn't really funny, but I feel like you're making fun of me.
Ah.
Like I don't really get it, but I can tell you're mocking me.
No, it's this. That makes so much sense because I don't know if this is a line that you were about to read, but Hoyt is talking about how he lost his sense of taste or whatever. And he's like, oh, you thought that was the only scent, sense,
Sense.
yeah, sense I lost. He said, and with it went my sense of humor, my sense of decorum, my sense of purpose, and my sense of self. The last one stung the most, since it appears my sense of self is tied directly to my wit. I mean, it's in the name. And I was like, what? But that makes sense. He
Yes.
means wit.
Yes. So there are a
Wow.
lot of little Easter eggs that, like, if you don't know them, like you said, you can kind of see, okay, I think this is for someone else, but it doesn't really take away from the story.
Right.
But careful eye and enough knowledge, then you can pick them out.
Wow. Okay, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
hmm
speaking of Hoyd, do you think there's any chance that he is the Charlie?
Oh, interesting.
I've thought that less now, but that was one of my theories in the first part. Have you finished the book? Where are you?
I haven't finished the book. I haven't finished the book. Based on what I know of Sanderson, I don't think that that could be
Hmm.
possible.
Hoyd is Hoyd.
Yeah, because Hoyd's like lived like a very long time and he travels around, and that doesn't sound like Charlie. Now, could something have happened where Charlie got magically turned into someone who looks like Hoyd?
Yeah, there's
I
two
could see
Hoyds.
that. I could see that.
Hmm.
But I think that Hoyd is actually a representation of Brandon Sanderson.
Okay, that's what I thought too last time.
Yeah.
Okay, why do you think that?
Well, number one is Hoyd is the connection throughout the entire Cosmere,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
He calls himself a storyteller. He tells you the stories of the Cosmere.
Wow, okay.
Yep. And then the next thing would be that Hoyd keeps talking about his terrible fashion sense, such as wearing socks with sandals. And I don't know this to be true, but this feels like something that Sanderson would do, and then his wife Emily would shame him for doing.
I'd believe it.
Yeah. And like,
That's so
if you
funny.
think about it, Sanderson's kind of our guide and our storyteller through the Cosmere. So,
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I really like that idea.
mhm.
Okay. All right. So, because I was thinking last time, I was like, maybe Hoyd is secretly Charlie, and then Tress is basically Emily, like Brandon's wife. And so then he's Charlie, she's Emily, and it's about them secretly,
That would be so cute. Well, what if
right?
Huck is secretly Charlie?
I've never thought that, but why do you think that?
Just because it seems like there's something going on with Huck. He wants to stick around Tress, even when he has like opportunities to leave. He doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
He like talks loosely about his home life, but he doesn't want Tress going to the Midnight Sea. Maybe it's like Charlie got cursed and he doesn't want her to also
Oh.
get cursed, maybe.
Also, it's useless for her to go there if he's not there. Well, I guess you could try to barter with a sorceress or something.
Yeah.
Hmm. I haven't thought that. I didn't think him staying with Tress was weird because it doesn't seem like, he's having a great life without her.
Right.
Like
He
people
doesn't
want to
have
sell him
anywhere
to
to
the
go.
circus. Yeah. Tress takes care of him. Tress is nice to him. That didn't
Hmm.
that didn't stick out to me as weird.
I would say I think Charlie is not anyone, but if he were someone, I would bet Huck.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's put it on the table.
Hmm.
Okay, what did you think about Huck? So Hoyd was like, you need to basically in code, he told Tress that she needs to talk to Huck to learn about the sorceress's curse on Hoyd. And Huck was like, well, I did grow up in this magical place because I'm a talking rat, but got nothing to say about the sorceress. What do you think that was about?
I really don't know because it's clear that Huck is not being truthful with us, or at least being fully transparent.
Mm-hmm. Or do you think he can? Do you think there's something else that's like limiting him
Well, that's a good point, right? Because Hoyd can't talk about his curse. So,
directly?
okay. So I was just putting things together. I was like the woman in the math meme. So, how Sanderson gets around the Ella Enchanted curse, right? Because the Ella
Mm-hmm.
Enchanted curse, Gail said you can't talk about it. Her mom gave her that command, and we thought that was a little like hand
Why did
wavy.
that one stick? Yeah.
Yeah, why did that one stick? Someone could just undo it. So this curse, the witch says you can't tell anyone about the curse, and it's a very like logical yes, no, like flow chart. And she has like pretty much every loophole covered up.
Oh, okay.
Except, did they talk about this already?
He can uh, he was able to get around it. He either
Yeah.
like kind of distanced his mind from it or there was another way, I forget exactly.
So the other way that you can do it is you can look at the inverse.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They mentioned that. Hmm.
Yeah. So this was like a clever way to do it. So basically, like, um, can you tell me about the curse? Well, I can't say no. I can't say anything.
So
So
you
then
know
you would
it's
be
yes.
like,
Or
yeah.
you
So you'd be like, are you cursed? And then it's like he wouldn't be able to answer. And you say, are you
hmm
not cursed? And you would say no.
Yeah.
So by finding out what he can't talk about implies what is the truth.
That's really clever.
And I
I
was
like
like,
that.
that's smart.
That is smart.
That's smart. So what if Huck is also cursed? Did Tress ever ask him about that? He wouldn't be able to say anything about it. He wouldn't be able to say
Hmm.
anything about the witch. He wouldn't be able to say anything about these things. So that could be
Hmm.
interesting.
I could see them both being cursed.
Yeah. Hmm. Because what's weird is that it seems like Ulam knows more than he knows.
Right, but he's not
More,
saying anything.
yeah, knows more than he says, but yeah, he's not saying it. And he's like, go ask Huck. It's like, well, why don't you just tell me?
I know. I kind of agree. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts here. One though is she seems so trusting of Ulam, and I'm like, should you be? I mean, he seems pretty nice and trustworthy. But yeah, he seems to know a lot of things. He eats people. Like he's in good terms with Captain Crow from what I can tell. Like he seems kind of neutral, like he's not in the treason group, but he's also not fully with Crow. But like she's like spilling all of her secrets to him. I don't know if I'd do that.
I don't think that's a good move. In general, with like Kandra from like the Mistborn series, this is tends to be their role where because they are effectively immortal, they're like
Hmm.
on a different level,
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
right? So it's like they don't really care about like what's happening to the people because it's just like I'm doing my thing, like whatever. Oh, You're trying to free your boyfriend. Okay, I've seen that 1,000 times. Like, whatever. I don't.
Yeah.
So there's just like this kind of different level of being a person if you live forever versus if you have a finite.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So they typically do fit in like this gray area where they don't really have like quote a moral compass or like an allegiance to a side. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say that that doesn't seem like a great move.
Right. To still spill all the beans to
Spill all
Ulam.
the beans to Ulam.
Mm-hmm.
He does seem like he is loyal to Hoyd
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that like they seem to have traveled to this planet probably together in some fashion
Oh, yeah.
because they know each other and they're both world travelers.
Mm-hmm. It's a good
So
point. I didn't think about that.
yeah, so it's and he's like, oh, like we've known each other a long time, or Hoyd like will make comments like Ulam's known for all this time and he couldn't help me and Tress figured it out and da 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 da. So they have a long history together. It's strange that Ulam's not trying to help Hoyd more.
Yeah. Does Ulam also come up? I guess he doesn't come up in other books, but just the Khandra in general
Well,
are
he
part of other
does. He does.
books.
He comes up in
Oh, he
Mistborn.
does.
Yeah, he's a character in
Oh.
Mistborn, the books 5, 6, and 7, or 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Any important roles he plays that would be helpful here?
I don't think I can't fully remember everything from those books
Yeah.
as it applies here. It kind of seems like maybe he's doing some kind of research
Yeah.
of some sort, and maybe he's just like, whatever, Hoyd's an imbecile for a little bit. We'll
No.
fix him later. Time is very fast and loose, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, I could see that. Interesting. Okay, my next question with all this though is what do you think Hoyd and Huck did to get cursed? Like what did they trade? What happened?
That's that's a good question. What could have happened?
Because okay, so I found this line too that I thought was interesting.
Okay.
Um Fort, he's another character I forgot about. He like helps in the kitchen and he speaks through his little writing board.
His iPad. Yeah.
Yes, his iPad. I was thinking of, remember that little toy you used to have where you had like the magnet pen,
Yeah.
basically? What was that called? It wasn't Etch a Sketch.
It wasn't Etch a Sketch, but it was like basically
Same
like that.
technology. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had one of those. Okay. So the line says, Tress, Fort wrote, the sorceress doesn't ask for money as ransom. She asks for souls, usually from the royal bloodline. Mere money would never satisfy her. So does that mean Hoyd is royalty? Or unless he didn't sell his soul. So maybe not.
It's possible that okay, so what's probably happening is that Hoyd and Ulam are on this planet and they're investigating something. They're doing some research for their broader goal.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking is that they probably maybe Ulam's doing his research and then Hoyd is like, I'm gonna go to the evil witch for my investigation, and then he ends up getting cursed. I'm thinking it's
Mm.
something like benign, like that almost. Not
Yeah, I
benign, but
could see that.
like kind of random. And then they end
Accidental.
up on, yeah, accidental. And then Ulam's like, you're dummy for doing that. I'm going to continue my research properly on this ship.
I could see all that happening.
Yeah. So,
So then what's the benefit of Tress finding out Hoyd's curse and how to break it? Just that he can tell her about the sorceress? Or you think there's something more? Like, do you think he's seen Charlie?
well, I think she doesn't know how to get to the sorceress.
Mm. Yeah.
So if she can get Hoyd free, then she can figure out how to get to the sorceress. And clearly he was not successful in whatever he did.
Yeah.
So then she could figure out how to not do that.
Not do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I wonder if could it be that Huck and Hoyd went together? and they both got cursed.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Did they just pick Huck up on their while they were traveling, him and Ulam?
Huck could be a world traveler that
Guess
either
he
I don't
could.
know about, or he could be a traveler that got turned into a rat and now he's taken up a new identity.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. That could be. And maybe Hoyd's curse was he became an imbecile and Huck became a rat.
Hmm.
Maybe that could be it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, but Huck was on the other ship.
Oh, that's right. He
Yeah,
came
so
with Tress. Okay.
right. So probably they
So
could have gotten split up.
if that's true, how would Huck know anything that happened to Hoyd?
I know. I think it's because because he's a talking rat, he came from this magical place that's by the sorceress. So he
Hmm.
talks a little bit about his family, and I kind of forget what he says. But I think it sounds like generations back they knew more about the sorceress, but he doesn't know as much.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that is what they said. Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I
I
know.
don't, I feel like there's just not enough information to really figure any of this puzzle out yet.
I don't think so. We only have two parts left.
I know. It's like a lot is happening, but because Tress is so in the dark, there's really not enough puzzle pieces to really
Yeah.
put it
I
together,
know.
you
He's
know?
revealing a lot. Or
Hmm.
each chapter it's like something new. So
Yes.
in the next two parts, I think a lot's gonna be revealed.
I'm interested in Captain Crow.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think she got cursed?
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, okay, wait. So she started eating spores. What did they say about that again? Because isn't that I think did she do that to become more powerful, but then the spores start taking over? Because I don't know if
I
she's
wonder.
cursed.
All right, so Tress says, how did the captain get that thing, the spore inside of her? Ulam, I've been unable to find a satisfying answer. Some say it randomly happens to people who fall into the sea, while others claim you have to ingest a very special kind of spore.
Okay, so she maybe didn't choose this.
Might have been an accident.
Oh.
It could have been on purpose for power. What do you think between the two options? What fits?
I was assuming it had been on purpose for power, but it basically seems like you're giving yourself this deadly disease. So I don't really know if that's the best method to get power.
Hmm.
Because now she's doing a last ditch effort to go to the dragon to cure her. So didn't seem like a great plan if she's doing it for power. Um, do you think it is related to the sorceress? Like she was trying to escape the sorceress and then she fell into the sea and ate the spore by accident?
Could be. Could be that the sorceress gave her the spore, forced her to eat it or something.
Yeah. Do you think the king's gonna come up in this at all? I'm thinking it's like the Princess Bride, but maybe the sorceress is kind of taking the place because isn't the king he tries to kill everybody?
In The Princess Bride?
Yeah.
In The Princess Bride, he doesn't try to kill everyone. You probably feel that way because he does try to kill all of the protagonists in the movie because he just wants to marry Princess Buttercup.
Right. Right.
And the other people want to get Princess Buttercup away. So then that does result in him wanting all of them dead. But that's not all of the people everywhere. It
Well,
just,
okay, yeah.
yeah. Um, so let's see. Okay. So before we get to the king, let me just wrap up on Crow. I'm thinking in my mind, Crow doesn't seem like an evil for evil's sake type of person.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
She seems like evil, she seems like a very selfish person.
Okay.
So I could see accidentally this spore gets ingested and now she feels and she's slowly making steps and has now become desperate and evil.
I think it's a good route. Good read.
That's how I see Crow. That's how I see Crow. I could see the sorceress being evil for evil's sake.
Okay. Yeah.
The sorceress is likely, and this is spoiler, potentially, maybe. If you remember how I talked about those shards that broke off from like the true thing, and they basically
Oh.
put the magic in every world.
Yeah.
She's likely that.
Oh, are they normally evil on other planets, or does it just depend?
So what's interesting is that, and we talked about this in Elantris, the concept of duality, yin yang type of thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In a lot of Sanderson's books, you'll have a good force and a negative force. When a world is in disarray, that's usually because the negative force is overpowering the good force. They're not in
Mm-hmm.
balance. But sometimes if the good force is over control, so like too much of a good thing can become a bad thing, basically,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if the good thing is growth and the bad thing is decay, if everything's growing all the time at a rapid rate, that's not good either.
Yeah.
You need to have
Okay.
balance. Okay. So it could be that the sorcerer is the negative force, and then the good force, whatever that is locked up.
Oh, Charlie?
Could it be Charlie? Could it be the king? Could it be something we don't even know about?
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good thought.
Hmm.
I think that's a really good idea. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's something on the rock because everyone was locked up over there.
Oh, because they needed the rock. What did they need from the rock?
They got special materials from there. So they got the resources from it, but the people there weren't allowed to grow anything. They weren't allowed to leave the rock.
Hmm.
So maybe there's something when you, oh, okay, what about when you grow up on the rock? There's some goodness that you just start getting from the environment, but they need to keep it on the rock so no one can leave. So that's why Tress is so amazing. Charlie seems
Mm.
great. Maybe his dad isn't from the rock. He moved in to take over as Duke.
That is actually a really good point. I could definitely see a world where there's like, because they call power in the Cosmere investiture. When you
Oh,
see
okay,
capital
yeah.
I investiture, that's the power from those magic shards that came from like the
Okay.
original power source. Okay.
Okay.
So I could see where maybe there's like this small leakage from like the positive force in this world, and it's like creating this thing that everybody needs, but it's really weak
Mm.
for some reason, whatever that is.
Okay.
So if we think back to Elantris, we had our Elantrians, and their magic had gotten dampened,
Mm-hmm.
and they only got power from their one area. And
That's
as they
right.
left that area, it got weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. It could be the same type of concept here.
Oh, okay.
But
So
I don't
you
think that's
think
a bad idea at all.
so you think maybe they're harvesting the resources from the rock and giving everyone like their little daily vitamins so they're not too out
Yeah.
of whack. But the
Mm-hmm.
sorceress is like no more than your little vitamin each day.
Yeah.
But then she gets her hands on Charlie and now she what?
Why
Gonna
would she
take over
want
the rock?
royal blood? Because she wants royal blood, right? Why would she want royal blood?
Does it
Does she
feed the
want?
spores in a special way?
I wonder.
Hmm.
What? Okay. Changing gears a little bit. What do you think's going to happen to Crow? Will she be cured, or will Tress assume her identity and she dies?
Whoa.
Well, because that's what happens in Princess Bride. Wesley becomes the dreaded
Oh,
Black
that's
Roberts.
right. That's right. Ooh, I don't see Crow getting better from the dragon. I see them possibly going to the dragon and then the dragon like laughing in their face or something. Maybe it's like last moment, Crow is about to die, and then yeah, Tress, I don't know. It's Crow's dying wish. She's like, Tress, you know what? Go on, find the sorceress. Do what you need to
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
could see
agree.
that. Oh, that's a good
I don't
thought.
th I don't think Dragon is curing her. Do you think Tress will cure her?
Maybe.
Will Tress like learn the spores and like learn a cure?
Oh, I think that's more likely than the dragon.
That's what I think too. I think either learns a cure and cures her, and then Crow, we find out, is like, I'm done with the pirate's life.
Yeah.
You take up the mantle.
Oh, yeah, that could be. I could see that.
I could see that being a good ending for Crow. And now Tress is the captain. Do you think she cures Hoyd?
Yeah, I think eventually Hoyd's definitely going to get cured. And I think it's going to happen before she finds Charlie.
So do you think Hoyd will be cured, or do you think Tress will learn what she needs from him using her inverse
Oh,
logic? And then at the very, very end, Hoyd gets cured.
oh, that could be it too. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I see that happening more likely.
Yeah, I'm feeling like,
That'd be too easy.
yeah, Hoyd is like a dum dum till the bitter end. How does she
Yeah,
figure out from Hoyd? It feels like it's going to be like an accident. Like basically everything up until this point has been accidents.
right.
How she's figured anything out.
Yeah.
So
So
I just see
yeah,
it
I think
being
she'll somehow someone will say something, will jog her memory, and she'll be like, "Oh, that's how you cure it."
like Ray Odin in the
Yeah.
last minute with his feet becoming meat
Oh my
flaps.
That's so crazy.
Running in decrepit slow motion.
Sanderson loves a good crazy last.
Last hurrah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so the last thing we didn't really talk about is you mentioned it in your summary, but we didn't go into details. So everyone in the crew thinks that Tress is effectively the CIA.
So funny. They're like, don't try to deny it. We already know.
Yeah. And similar to the curse, if you're in the King CIA, you're not allowed to say that you're in the CIA.
Hmm.
So Tress has no way to convince them otherwise, but they're basically like, everything you've done, like you've won everyone's trust and you've done this and you've done this and you said you didn't know anything about spores, but look, you're so talented. Like, how could this be? Meanwhile, it's all like accidents.
Hmm.
What did you think about that?
I thought it was so funny. And I thought Tress used, I'm like, Tress is so crafty for having never left her house, basically. I don't know how she has all these world smarts because she's so good at it. She's like, you know what? I can use this to my advantage, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I am maybe part of the spy. And I have this whole plan, but it involves you going to the Crimson Sea. And they're like, we're in. And you're like, what?
Does that feel believable for the book? Does it feel ridiculous?
I didn't think it was ridiculous. Tress is definitely, defying all odds though. Because I mean, some things are accidents, but she really is very crafty and strategic too.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. I also like though that think she even goes through this whole monologue where she's like, I'm so smart. I'm so smart. I tricked Crow. And then she finds out that she actually
Yes.
tied an anchor around her and jumped off the boat, basically.
Yeah. She's like, shoot. That's true. That's true. She was crafty in a lot of ways, but you're right. She did set up her own death sentence.
Right. So, and even though like we know that she will figure her way out of it, I like that. Yeah, everything seems to be going right for her, but she doesn't know
Actually,
everything.
yeah, I do really like that. I think that's a good point.
That to me made it feel more realistic, right? Because, like you said, it's like she's just been winning, 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 winning. Like at some point, your luck's gonna run out.
Hmm.
Do you think the crew will want to go to see the Midnight Queen?
They might be so on board with Tress at that point. They're like, okay, sure. We're up for
What
adventure.
what would they get out of it?
Um, hmm. Well, okay. They would help Tress, maybe cure Hoyd. Maybe that's a thought. Um, let's see. Maybe Tress is going to learn something else about the Midnight Queen, or the sorceress, where she's like, maybe we can actually defeat her. And then everyone's like, yeah, let's try. Maybe that could happen.
Is the Midnight Queen that bad? It sounds like she doesn't, it sounds like she just stays in her little
I
ocean.
know. She just doesn't want to be bothered.
Yeah, honestly, she just sounds like a girly who wants to be left alone and watch her TV.
Please don't disturb me. I know. I don't know if she causes any other havoc unless she's keeping away the good force, like you're saying.
Usually, the humans, if that is the case, the humans are completely ignorant to the effectively spiritual warfare happening around them.
Hmm.
So I don't believe that they would be motivated by that.
But do you think they could learn something? Like maybe out of Ulam's textbooks, Tress reads something and she's like, oh my gosh,
I could see that.
this is happening.
Hmm. I could definitely see that. I could see something where if they were like, we can turn the spores to be like less dangerous or something if we can defeat the Midnight Queen. That could be like a motivating, that could
Oh.
be like a motivating enough factor, I think,
Oh, I really
for the
like that
crew.
idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
spores become less deadly. Or maybe not deadly at all. Maybe they're
Yeah.
just for good.
Just for good things.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Was there anything else? Oh, one thing I wanted to say. Um, Soleil is the captain. No,
The helmswoman.
helmswoman. Yes. Usually the helms person is also the captain. So I think that's why I'm confused.
Oh, does she steer the ship? Is that her? Okay,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Right, so pretty up there.
Captain, yeah, Captain Crow, she's the captain, and then Soleil is the driver. And um Tress like is comparing the two of them and she says Soleil is a little like the Captain Crow and that she was the opposite of the captain in the way that only someone very similar could be. So Soleil is supposed to be like the inverse of Captain Crow, where Captain Crow is very selfish, Soleil is probably very selfless.
Hmm.
I think it would be interesting if Tress overtakes Captain Crow and instead of Tress becoming the captain, Soleil becomes the captain. I feel like that
Oh.
fits better.
Oh, yeah, total flip.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Hmm.
Because what's
Do you,
Tress going to do with this crew once she gets Charlie?
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. And Soleil was training Tress on how to be the helmswoman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So interesting. Do you think Tress is a lot like Soleil? Or do you think she's on the in between Soleil and Crow? Or do you think she's just on her own spectrum?
I don't. Well, let's compare the two. So, how would we describe? So, the captain I would describe as selfish, maybe a little mean. heartless.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely describe Tress as the opposite of all of those things. I would describe Soleil also the opposite of those things. She's trying to save her dad. Tress is trying to save her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to become pirates. They didn't want to hurt people. They just wanted to earn some money and do their adventuring, you know? They seem very
Mm-hmm.
similar to me.
I kind of think so too.
I feel like the only difference in my mind is that Soleil might be someone who wants more visibility, more like
Oh, okay.
fame or notoriety, whereas I don't think Tress cares to be known.
No, I don't think so. Does Soleil really want that though?
I don't know. I don't know that she really wants it, but
She really wants to shoot the cannons and no one will let her because her aim is really bad.
was that Soleil? I thought that was the carpenter.
Oh, shoot. What's the carpenter's name?
Let's see. I wrote down all of their names. Anne.
Anne. I forgot about Anne too. Yeah, no, that's Anne. You're right.
Yeah, Anne's the carpenter.
Forgot
Anne
about
definitely
Anne.
wants to be known.
Yeah.
She definitely wants to be known.
Man. Okay, with Soleil's dad, do you think he's someone who's also connected to all these things? Because I feel like that's important. He's going to come up and it's going to be like, I don't know, Charlie's real dad or something.
I had totally forgotten that detail until you said it.
I know they only mentioned it once, but I think it's
Yeah,
important.
I know. Knowing Sandy, he's gonna like bring this back up again, and it is the most important person.
Yeah, and it's going to solve the whole book.
We
He's
actually should have been
Mr.
looking for him.
Sorceress. Yeah.
Yeah, we should have been looking for him the whole time. I could definitely see that. I have no idea how it would come together, but I could 1,000,000% see that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to come together either, but just wanted to call it before it
Yeah,
happens.
I like that. I like that. One thing that I thought was ironic to today, Sanderson wrote this several years ago, but oh, okay. So this is actually important to why people are annoyed with the sorceress is because it's like a trade route and she collects
Oh,
she's
that's right.
basically like a troll under a bridge.
But a giant ocean.
But a giant
A
ocean.
whole
And if
sea.
yeah, so if you want to pass, you have to go through the Midnight Sea.
Okay, that's right.
And so I guess the king and her used to have an agreement, and this is what I thought was ironic. Um, it's been years since any trade went through the Midnight Sea. The king didn't want to pay tariffs, so it's war instead.
Sandy knew.
Sandy knew.
He knew it was coming.
He saw in the Cosmere. So the king thinks that he can beat the sorceress, but they say he can't even get a fleet through the Crimson Sea because it's too
Oh,
dangerous.
okay. Yeah, this is gonna be the crew that gets to the Crimson Sea and then defeats the sorceress all on their own.
I think so. And then if they defeat the sorceress, then it sounds like Charlie's already going to be prince, and then people are going to want him to be not king of the rock, but king of the mountain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll take the job or is he like, I just want to collect cups with Tress?
I don't know. Oh, that was another question I had. Do you think by the time Tress gets to Charlie
She'll
that
still
they're
like
even
him?
going to, well, because they've both gone through this journey and they're going to be different people by the end of it.
Mm. I think the way the story's going, it's like a little fairy tale, so they have to end up
Yeah,
together.
they have to end up together.
So
If
I
it
think
was,
yes.
okay, I think yes too, but in real life, what do you think?
Um, I think it's still possible because like it's not like old Tress wasn't important to who she is. That was a lot of who she was. Also, it's like Charlie really loved Tress when like everyone else thought she was just very ordinary, you know?
Yeah.
And same thing with Tress and Charlie.
Mhm.
No one really thought anything of him, but she really loved him. So like I feel like this is just like, wow, they got even better since the last time I saw them.
That's such a good point. I think there's definitely something really valuable of like this person saw me who I was
Yeah.
before I got famous, before I made money,
Before it
before blah
was
blah 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 blah
cool.
blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I was cool, before I defeated the Winter Witch, she thought
She liked my stories.
yeah, she liked my stories.
Okay, speaking of, we haven't talked about any of our favorite lines, but there's so many good ones. We don't have to go
Oh
through all of
yeah.
them, but there was so many puns here. Also, there was a good line about being a storyteller, which is what made me think of all of this.
Oh
Do you
yes.
remember that line?
Remember reading it, but I read it again to me.
Okay. Let me see if I can find the exact line. Okay, yeah. It says, if you wish to become a storyteller, here's a hint. Sell your labor, but not your mind. And he said, oh, give me 10 hours a day scrubbing a deck, and oh, the stories I could imagine. Give me 10 hours adding sums, and all you'll have me imagining at the end is a warm bed and a thought-free evening. I
Hmm
said, true.
hmm
Great point.
Sanderson makes several critiques of capitalism,
Mm.
I feel like, in
hmm
this book.
What were some
And that's
others? Oh, the
so
rock and the resources.
the rock, the tariffs, the this, the that, but also like the trading of goods and how people evaluate them,
Mm.
goods versus services. So there's a line later on, basically to the effect that people judge someone who is a sex worker because they sell their body, but they
This comes up
don't
in the book?
later on. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a line. It's not a spoiler or anything, but it's similar flavor. So if you're like a sex worker, you sell your body and people are very judgmental. But if you're someone who effectively sells their mind, like an academic or a thinker, you sell your
Interesting.
thoughts, nobody thinks twice.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Hmm
Yeah.
So just kind of like how people evaluate goods and services and what you're trading and the morality of it, I thought was really interesting.
Yeah. Brings up a lot of good points.
Yeah.
Okay, but he also brings up so many puns. Did you get the
Ugh,
waitress pun?
tell me.
Okay. It says Tress waited, groggy and stiff. And she waited and waited. One might say she was quite the waitress that morning. And then he keeps bringing it up. He's like, Tress had to go be a waitress again.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. I thought I laughed so much during these sections.
There was a lot of really funny parts. Did you remember the thing about the Tosher?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, I can't believe we didn't talk about that. That was insane. There's a whole chapter dedicated to the Tosher, which is effectively like the poop
Cooper
plunger
Scooper.
for the king. And again, this is like a critique on capitalism a little bit because he wants to eat like two baked potatoes every day, and
Yeah.
then they don't get baked potatoes anymore, and now they get this and that, and the tosher is like plunging the king's poo like every day, and then finally he wants to like ask the king, "Can I get potatoes?" So he like yells up into like the plumbing
King.
like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hello."
He was outside of his window, I think.
No, he's down below. I thought he was down
What?
below
I thought he was in
yelling
the
into
window
the
because the
plumbing.
king throws him something.
Oh, I was imagining the toilet's upstairs and it's like pouring on him.
Can you imagine if your toilet started talking to you?
That's what I thought it was.
Maybe it
Okay.
was. Maybe it was.
It was chapter 34. I need to get to the bottom of this. I just wrote this entire story is unhinged. Like the whole thing was so crazy.
I thought it had a good moral, though. I enjoyed it.
Okay, let's see.
I guess, you know what? It is a really vague line. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Um, On the proper day, the Tosher, umbrella in hand, called up. Doesn't say from where. He knew the king would be able to hear as the, as the Tosher had firsthand empirical evidence of how good the acoustics were in that particular location.
Well, because okay, no, because he has an umbrella to like keep the spatter off of him. And then the king says, I can't, the king said. The entire potato crop succumbed to pests. Also, look out. Oh, so you're thinking he throws it out the window. I think he just flushes it down
Yes.
the toilet.
No, you're exactly right. It is flushing it down the toilet because it says, he asked the king if he could please have two potatoes for dinner again. The king was sympathetic, judging by how he stopped giving the Tosher new work for a short time in order to answer. This was hilarious. This is a crazy story. I can't, the king said. The entire potato crop succumbed to pests. Also, look out. The Tosher learned two important lessons that day. First, you don't need to lower your umbrella to talk to someone. Second, no one could bring back potatoes.
Oh my God. So
So
basically,
funny.
what you find out is that the Tosher, he was eating all these potatoes, and everyone wanted potatoes. Now there's not enough potatoes. Now there's a potato famine. Da, 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 da.
Hmm.
And the moral of the story is that small actions can have big consequences.
Yeah. And yeah, he says, while we choose our actions, we rarely get to choose our consequences. And so
Hmm.
Tress chose her actions of devising this whole plan, but she didn't choose the consequence of being
Hmm.
the martyr, the scapegoat
Yes, the
for it.
one getting sent to the Crimson
Hmm.
Dragon. But you're also thinking, I'm also thinking during this time, Sanderson's writing this in COVID when we were having run on products and you can't
Mm.
get anything and you have shortages and people see what you're eating, then they want that too. And you know,
Hmm. Yep. A lot of applications. It's a great little fable he wrote there.
I couldn't believe it. I was like reading it and I was like, this is crazy.
It is crazy. The Tosher goes to visit everyone and they all like bring out their perfume and their Lysol wipes. They're like, please get away.
He's literally like Pigpen
Yes. Charlie Brown.
from Charlie Brown. Okay. Any other lines?
Gosh, there was a lot that made me laugh. Okay, one more Tress pun. This one's towards the end. It says, she wasn't even certain she was Tress anymore, or if she'd become someone else. You could say, in other words, that her state at the moment was distress.
I'm telling you, this book is about you. You are Tress. Chrissy loves a pun.
This is hilarious. Oh my gosh. I did think there was basically, yeah, there's two things that happened to Tress where I was like, yep, that'd be me too. The first one is when Tress volunteers to become the sprouter. And then
Hmm.
Captain Crow's like, oh, you get your own private room. And Tress is like, okay, great. But then the captain is like, so are you sure you really want to play with all these dangerous spores and risk your life every day? And Tress goes, do I get to sleep in that nice bed? The captain says, yes. And Tress says, okay.
Deal.
Yeah. I was like, I'd probably make that deal.
I mean, I probably would too, because I'm like, my life sucks here anyway, and every day is like a dancing with death. So, whatever.
As long as I get a bed.
Okay, I had two more plot points.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Okay. So, one thing is I said this was the end of chapter 29. I said, is Tress from another planet? Boyd
Hmm.
said, bring me back to quote, your planet.
Right.
Is Tress from like
Boyd
somewhere
said that.
else? He
Hmm.
said that to Tress, bring me back to your planet. If she's from here, she's in her planet. Does he mean that she's from somewhere else?
How do you get from planet to planet? Is this like relatively easy? Like, would someone have dropped her off like a at, the fire station or whatever as a baby and her parents brought her in.
That's what I'm thinking. There's only certain people who can be doing this planet traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Only certain people, and you have to have like certain abilities. So it could be that she had some biological parents that were running around and then they dropped her off and then they
Mm-hmm.
kept going or they died or something happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was interesting because he said your
That is
planet.
interesting.
But
Yeah.
Boyd's also cursed to say stupid things. So maybe he
I
meant
know.
he's already at her planet.
You know who Hoyd reminded me of?
Who?
Aiden from Elantris. Just out there saying nonsense, but he's going to solve the whole book.
Oh my God. Yes, but at least now we know that Hoyt is important
Yeah.
versus Aiden.
Aiden.
Okay, the last thing that I had in chapter 31, when we're learning about the midnight spores, we find out that it says, okay, bringing midnight spores to life creates a temporary bond, a kind of symbiosis between host and ether. Unlike the Nihil bond, which trades in consciousness and anchoring to reality, the Luhel bond trades in physical matters. And I said that Nihil bond, which trades consciousness and anchoring to reality, feels like Hoyd's curse, maybe.
Oh,
I'm like wondering if there's something
interesting.
there. Can she reverse it? I don't know.
Oh, that's a really good thought.
Yeah.
That sounds possible.
It sounds sciency.
So that means that Hoyd's mind is actually somewhere else, like in Teletubby Land or something,
Yeah.
or with the sorceress, maybe. Do you think he can still kind of like bring himself over there to see it?
So let's think about it. So the midnight spores, she sticks her mind in the midnight spore. That's the
Mm-hmm.
Luhel bond, it sounds like. So she trades physical matter, I guess.
Oh, she's trading physical matter?
Well,
I guess so, because she's really thirsty at the end. Like she is physically different.
oh,
Maybe that's part of it.
yeah, I think you're right. It's because she gives up her life force
Oh, okay.
to become this thing. So someone gives up their mind to become something else.
Oh, Charlie gave up his mind to become Hoyd.
That could be. Or the Midnight Queen gave up her mind to become
To become
powerful. And
Hoyd?
now,
Oh.
oh, I was gonna say just to become powerful. And now she's like a lunatic. I don't
Oh.
know.
Who'd she give up her mind to?
Whatever the ether power magic was.
Oh.
Like her
Interesting.
body is in like perfect condition, but her mind is deteriorated because she did a swapsaroozis with the magic.
Do you hate when those swapsaroosies go wrong?
Ugh, I hate it too. Okay, but that was the last thing. My last note was Tress was like, "What about Charlie?" And I was like, "I forgot about Charlie."
That's why Sanderson needed to mention him again.
Honestly, I was just like, Tress is just on an adventure. I'm Team Tress. Forget about Charlie.
Whatever she wants to do.
Loser. Yeah.
Man. Okay, so now we're going to finish the book.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited. And then in 2 weeks, a court of fury.
Of Mist and Fury.
Mist and fury. That one.
Akomoff.
Akomoff. Perfect.
Yep. We got a good list coming.
Yeah. We got good stuff coming down the pike, people.
Unlike the Tosher.
Unlike the Sure, no. That was crazy. I recommend everyone reading that chapter.
Yes. It's
That
a
was so crazy.
standalone.
You can tell Sanderson does not have an editor anymore. Not one that doesn't work for him.
Yeah. Sanderson, I'm doing puns now. And they're like, okay.
Yeah. All right. Great.
Doing poop
Great.
jokes. He said, okay.
Okay. Sure. Whatever you want.
Well, this was fun.
This was fun. If you've made it this far, please rate, review, subscribe, 5 stars everywhere you go. We would really appreciate it.
Send us an email.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you next time.
See you later. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.